The Liberal Party in Victoria was once the jewel in the Liberal crown. They now hold 8 out of 39 seats, and Labor, with a record under Daniel Andrews and the pandemic that you wouldn't want to own up to, has 24 of the 39 federal seats. And just off the so-called lurch to the left, and acknowledging that Labor and the Greens are seen as of the left, in Queensland, while the Coalition had a statewide swing against it of 3.8%, which was above the national swing of 3.39%, it still holds, the Coalition, 21 seats. Labor has 5. It's the smallest proportion of Queensland seats of any incoming federal government. Hardly a vote for the left. As the Griffith University political scientist Dr. Paul Williams has said, quote, Albanese, plain and simple, doesn't have Queensland behind him. So putting a Queenslander in charge of the Coalition may well be a masterstroke. But if the argument about the movement of the left has any validity, how on earth do you explain, after endless visits by Mr Albanese to Queensland and the talk that he was going to win 10 seats up there, and despite the Coalition suffering one of the biggest swings in Queensland, it looks like Labor will come out of the May 21 election in Queensland with 5 of the 30 seats, the smallest representation from Labor in Queensland since it was reduced to 2 MPs when John Howard first swept to power in 1996. Anthony Albanese, as the new Prime Minister, has had a good first week. But when they sit down to look at the figures, it's not an encouraging story. 500,000 more people voted for Bill Shorten than voted for Anthony Albanese. And when Mark Latham lost in 2004, 1.3 million more people voted for Mark Latham's Labor than voted for Labor last Saturday week. 1.3 million. Yes, the Liberal Party have problems. But as I've said, there was no lurch to the left. And while the Coalition has lost 1.3 million votes between 2019 and last week, Labor have lost 1.3 million since Mark Latham was beaten in 2004. There is no comfort in the figures for either major party. But if the Liberal Party thinks that the vote on May 21 indicated that Australia had moved to the left, then that is a nonsense. It's to be hoped the people doing the post-mortems for the Liberal Party aren't swept up by this fallacious notion that going left will win votes. The only way to win votes is by working out what the Liberal Party truly stands for and fashioning policies accordingly. But are there enough people running the show who understand that?